Hey, what's going on, guys? So, a cool thing happened. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am in love with NIS America. Their freaking, collector's editions are amazing. I'm a big fan, and, I actually sent them an email recently thanking them for all just in general, and showing them some of my videos. Anyway, long story short, after talking to them, I've now worked out where I'm doing some reviews for them. So, very awesome and exciting news for the channel and for me personally, because, you get to work with some of my heroes, I guess. But that being said, they sent me a game that I know nothing about. Absolutely nothing. It's for the Switch, called Giraffe and Annika. So today on the channel, I'm going to unbox this and give my impressions of it. Like I said, it's a game I have no idea. I didn't look anything up. I'm just going into this totally blind. But we're going to check out this game today. Let's go ahead and start by unboxing it. I do want to reiterate, this game was provided to me for free for review by NIS America, so, but all my views and everything are my own. So let's just see what you get in the game first off. Their unboxings, I've really enjoyed the stuff they give you. So first off, it has a cool slip cover for the game. Looks like it shows everything we're going to look in it, so I don't want to flash that too much because I want to see it myself. But it's kind of a weird looking game. I don't know anything about it, but you kind of have these anthropomorphic, how do you say that? Animal people. You got the animal people. You got dog man. You got cat girl. You get it. You know what's up. So here is the inner box. It is has that kind of like a textured, I don't know if you can see it, like shiny kind of texture feel to it for the stars and the lettering. So that's kind of neat. And let's see what's inside of this. So, that is cool. So first thing, you definitely get some cool patches. This is looks like the character. I'm assuming this is going to be Annika. And I don't know who these other two characters are, but very cool patches. Yep, patch face, patch set. So that's really neat. A book. We'll look at that in a second. A soundtrack. Can always appreciate a soundtrack. Songs of Speaka. I guess that might be the world they're in. Looks like a 16-track soundtrack, and I'm sure we're going to dive into that a little bit later, because one thing I do love about new games is being a big music fan, seeing what that's going to sound like. Let's see what the game itself comes with on the inside. Swoop. Put this back on. So, you never really know with collector's editions if you're going to get something on the inside or not. So I always like to double check. Manuals are becoming a thing of the past. So, when I see them, I'm always pleasantly surprised. But I'm also always cautiously optimistic. So in this one, it doesn't look like we have a manual, just a, little warranty thing. But you know what? They actually has a really nice reversible art on the inside, and this is the kind of reversible art that I always say I like, because you still have the spine, so it still looks good on your shelf. But, instead of having, all the normal, like, this is what the game has. It has just some cool art. So, that just leaves one last thing for us to look at, and that is this adventure log, Annika's adventure log. So, it's, first off, hardback. It's kind of thin, kind of nice, though. I really like the colors. I like the blue and how it kind of fades from light to dark. So it looks like they have a little bit of backstory. Annika's lost her memory. I don't want to read too much about this because I'm sure it's going to play into the story. I don't want to be spoiled, but looks like we have. I'm assuming these are all like main characters, different characters of the game. So that's cool. Thomas, I like this guy's hat. I don't know how it's sitting on his head, but what are you gonna do? Hilfred. Cool rabbit peeps. Some ghosts, scarecrows. Oh, this is cool looking. This is a dang robot. Yeah. So like I said, I know nothing about this game. I don't know what it's about. I don't know the gameplay style. I don't know what I am into. in 4, in 3. What other numbers can I say? I do like this art book, though, and I'm excited to check this out. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and jump into this game and see how it plays and what it's all about. The first thing you're treated to is a cutscene in this game, and the cutscenes are really well done. They're not actually a full-on CG cutscene that you're used to seeing, but more of a watercolor, hand-painted kind of comic book style. I think this is great because on the back end for the developers, you know, they probably got to save a little bit of money and inject their own creativity in these designs. But on our side, it gives it a really cool style and a really cool atmosphere and feel to the whole situation. Another thing you'll immediately notice, and definitely it's the theme for the game, is the music. The music in these cutscenes are great, and the music in this game is great. I mean, big props. I'm really glad that the NIS set came with a soundtrack, because this is just really calming, really pretty music. So then the actual game starts, and you are playing as Annika, a cat girl who wakes up on an island without any idea of who she is, where she's at, or why she's there. And like all weird adventure games like this, you of course break into the nearest house and steal everything within arm's reach. Afterwards, you sleep in the bed of whoever owns it and continue on your day. Now, when you leave the house, you bump into a guy named Giraffe. He's kind of like a dog boy character, I guess maybe an opposite to you, but this character seems to know who you are, and you are obviously quite confused about this. But, well, they say, hey, we need to go get these crystals, and that involves us going to the nearest dungeon. I want to take a moment now to get a little bit critical on this game. As you can kind of see here, the game itself, it doesn't look bad, and I'm not going to say like it looks atrocious, but you can tell that they have basically made their set of assets and duplicated them all over the place. There's certain places where a tree is maybe on a hill, and because of the shape of the hill, the roots just kind of are floating there. Everything looks like, obviously this is not a AAA budget game. Another thing that's kind of strange is the controls are floaty. Imagine like you're playing a racing game, and specifically a drifting racing game, and that's kind of what you get here. It's very, very weird, especially because here in the beginning you actually can't jump either, which also feels strange because this is definitely an adventure kind of platformer feeling game, yet you can't platform. Early spoiler alert, you do get the ability to jump, but that's after the first dungeon. I don't know why jumping is an ability, but well, I know why jumping is an ability. In this game, the reason jumping is an ability is because there's a bridge that's out that's right in the beginning, and they don't want you getting over there yet. So without the ability to jump, then you can't cross that bridge. So that's the reason. Once again, kind of a weird choice. I kind of wish that maybe they had just made the bridge where you couldn't jump as far, and then maybe the ability you got was a farther jump. But that's just me. Kind of a weird kind of complaint, but something that I thought just felt kind of forced for the sake of plot. Once again, not knowing anything about this game or who it's for or what you even do in it, I'm going into this game completely blind. I jump in the first dungeon, and that's when I really realize who this game is for. The gameplay is basically, at least in the beginning, like pseudo Metal Gear Solid, or maybe think of Ocarina of Time when you're going through and having to avoid the guards in the very beginning as Kid Link. Basically, these dungeons are a big thing full of ghosts, and the ghosts hurt you. So what you have to do is wait for the ghosts to do their rounds and basically run past them. This game is definitely my first adventure game. If you have a young kid, or maybe for some reason you're just now in life getting into video games and you want to play an adventure game, an adventure platforming 3D game, this is like a very, very good start. Extremely forgiving. You can die and you appear right back where you started. You can unlimited lives. You don't need to worry about that. And another thing about this game is every time you take damage, you can stand next to these blue crystals and heal yourself. Now, at first, I thought that these blue crystals were going to be a little bit more scarce, you know, make your way through a long corridor of puzzles, and then you get to a blue crystal to kind of recover yourself. No, these things are literally everywhere. You cannot take a step without coming up to one of these, which, once again, kind of proves the point that this is not meant to be a stressful game. This is not meant to be a hard game. It's kind of meant to just be a relaxing game. And, you know, I hate to keep bringing up, you know, the music as like, oh, this is my favorite part about it. But the music really kind of like exemplifies this, because it's a very soothing, relaxing game. And the music's just really nice and complements that. And then with all of that, you know, the fact that it's just so low key, low challenge, it, you know, it just kind of lends itself to be a really friendly game. So then I got to the first boss fight. And once again, you know, going into this game blind has been really wild, because, you know, you start out and you're like, okay, maybe this is like an adventure puzzle game where you're just trying to find keys and locks and open up doors and figure out where I'm supposed to go. And then all of a sudden there's this overarching plot where they're trying to get these crystals, so you go to a dungeon, you're like, okay, now it's a dungeon kind of crawler. And then you go into the dungeon and it's like, alright, there's a bunch of ghosts, it's like Metal Gear Solid all of a sudden. And like, alright, and literally up until this point, there is zero combat. There's like no indication that you're going to be fighting anything, just avoiding and kind of, you know, finding things. Finding art, by the way, all over the place. But then you get to a boss fight, and it is a rhythm-based, like, Guitar Hero battle. Really strange, and really out of nowhere. I mean, they're just like, hey, prepare for rhythm battle. Go left and right and press the button to time with the beat. And basically that's it. They do give you the advantage of saying, hey, do you want to do easy, medium, or hard? So once again, very accessible. I mean, I am not questioning the accessibility of this game. I'm questioning who the heck it's for, and like, what genre is this? You get a little bit of everything. I mean, it's kind of cool in that sense, but just very strange. So I kind of brushed upon it in the last little stint there, but one collectible in this game is this art. Now there's art in all these different chests. I think it's fan art too. It doesn't explicitly say that, but in the bottom corners it does have the names of the people who drew it and kind of a description, and it's basically a description of the world that you're in. This is a weird game. This is a very wholesome game, I'll say that, and I feel like I've beaten this horse to death, but it's a very accessible game. To me, I'll say it once again, this is like a really good first-timers kind of adventure platformer game. Definitely probably really good for young kids. The music's really soothing and calming. Kind of a cool game, kind of a weird game. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm going to give it a shot, play it a little bit longer, but this game feels like it'd be pretty short as well, so I don't know. That's my view on it, though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. So that's the unboxing and my initial impressions on Giraffe and Annika. Once again, kind of a strange game for me personally. It's not something that I would have gotten on my own, so I really did want to thank NIS again for sending me this, because I would have probably never played this game before if they hadn't. Like I said, the music is amazing. The game feels a little unpolished, but once, you know, it's like a really good first adventure game for somebody. If you've not played, you know, maybe like a Legend of Zelda game, I think it's like a really good way to jump in. It's real wholesome. It's very obviously easy. You know, it's maybe meant for, you know, I'd say someone's first step into that genre. But hey, let me know what you think down below. Is Giraffe and Annika a game that was even on your radar, or is this the first time you're hearing of it? Or if you've beaten it, you know, let me know what you think down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you disliked it. Comment on the video. I always love talking to you guys. I always respond, or try my best to. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And hey, as always, take it easy.